Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm Charlie.
I'm Kensley.
This is Brian. And welcome to our first episode of Showing Her, which is our YouTube segment, basically, of me as a veteran gamer introducing my girlfriend to the
Frustrating.
fun world of video gaming. In our first episode, we decided to try a game that neither of us had tried before. Looked interesting, which is the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk. I think I'm saying it right.
Yeah, you were.
I think. Which is the... Does anyone else see him eating my boom mic?
No, they don't.
Yeah, doing the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk and basically seeing and rating it, which you will see at the end of the video. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
You ain't got no thumbs.
Give it a thumbs up. Give us a subscription to this channel. We're going to be flipping through a bunch of games, old and new, as I forge my perfect e-girl. And with that, let's hop on into the video and jump on into a couple of games. See you around, guys. Okay, guys, so for this one, we decided to kind of try and jump into a game that neither of us had really looked at or explored the style of before. So this is the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk.
Of
Naheulbeuk, I believe. So basically what this game was from... So this was the free game on Epic. So if you guys want, you have until the 7th to go and download it. Fun fact. But that being said, it is a turn-based tactical RPG set in like a fantasy world. So you play a party of various D&D style characters and explore this dungeon that is filled with monsters and traps, and it is extremely funny, which was
a good selling point when we started going into it.
Bar back at the beginning of each turn. That's the only difference. Okay, so select Whirlwind and let's try it out. Oh, okay, so see how I put it in the middle so it hits two of them? She literally said, what up? I fucking hate this game. Oh my god. Yeah, because this isn't a typical game that I would play.
No, and I'm super new, and one thing that I didn't really like about when I first started was top-down games, but this kind of really changed my mind on top-down games. And
let me reiterate, this is like the second game she's ever played.
Okay, guys, chill.
She has an opinion.
I have an opinion, guys. It's fine. It's like anime. But the commentary just kind of kept rolling you back in.
Yeah, they were super funny. The voice acting was fantastic. The characters were super captivating. And it made you want to keep playing. So for the story, it's definitely the strongest aspect of the game, in my opinion. You can kind of see here that we're just going through one of the dungeons that kind of has a little bit of a mix of everything. You got some of the traps, you got the strategic planning where like to put your characters. You're seeing that I'm having to avoid some areas due to the attacks of opportunities.
If you like D&D, this is a perfect game. If you are just not quite ready to play D&D with some friends, this is a really great game to kind of get to know characters. And
single player D&D.
Yeah, basically a single player D&D where there's different personalities, there's different... And it kind of makes you fall in love with some and get really annoyed with others.
Yeah. So the story, it's filled with humor, satire. There's so many references to like fantasy tropes. I remember my mouth just falling open when they did that. I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I got shot in the knee.
For reference, you had to show me that video afterwards because I was so confused.
Don't worry, guys. She's been introduced to the Skyrim reference. But the witty dialogue and the characters are just so memorable, and they create such an immersive experience that keeps us entertained throughout the dungeon crawling experience. One thing that you did note though is that it felt very repetitive.
Very, like it's like you had to sneak into
Bro.
you had to sneak into a room, and when you snuck into the room, there were gonna be 7 or like 8 assailants trying to come after you. Like, it kind of felt repetitive. The first few days it was interesting, like really interesting. Like, I had come home from work excited to
Fuck that thief, bro.
excited to play it again.
But that being said, I think that was due to the characters and the narration,
Absolutely
not due to the gameplay.
And that's something that, like, with getting into games that I'm kind of like having a hesitation with, is the repetitiveness. But I also read books all the time, so like I shouldn't be really judging on repetitiveness because I read the same trope over and over and over again.
But then from a side that you're not necessarily used to or adjusted to yet, the graphics and sound. So the music was great.
We were bopping over here.
I felt that the game visually was very charming, and the colorful cartoony art style was kind of reminiscent of a comic book, which I really enjoyed.
And it was a really cool experience because as someone who likes to when I read books, I like to play out the whole entire thing in my head. It kind of gave you a really cool overview of, like, it was a great art style and the storyline, and it kind of brought you in. It really got you immersed.
Fuck that chicken.
It kind of gave you a really cool overview in it until, like, the 7th battle.
And I think that one thing that I was happy with it is it didn't push that graphical boundaries.
No, not at all.
It suited the light-hearted style of the game perfectly, I found. And the sound design was just top-notch. Catchy music. The voice acting was amazing, with some reputable faces that you would know.
Yeah.
Like, you have Matthew Mercer as the... What the fuck is he? The Ranger, I think.
Yeah,
and then Felicia Day as the Wizardess.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's kind of used to the D&D scene is going to know who these names are. But then again, the replayability, like you said, it offers like a good amount of replayability due to the fact that you can change up your party.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you are doing the same combats with different NPCs and different enemies. But there's branching storylines, so there's areas that we haven't even explored yet, but it's the act of the battle, I think, itself that you don't like.
It's just that it's like that feeling of repetitiveness that you kind of get bored with it after a little while, and then you're kind of just like, well, I don't really want to play this anymore. Like, and that's one thing, like, the first game that Charlie showed me was World of Warcraft, and that's something that I liked, is that it's not the same story over and over again. You kind of just, you make it yourself. I go and collect flowers all the time and go fishing, but that's something that I enjoy to do.
Yeah.
But this one actually was really cute. I actually really enjoyed it. But yeah, it was repetitive.
But I think for people that like this style of game, there is a lot of replayability.
Yeah, and
because
if you mess up on a fight, you can go right back at the fight.
There's so many party... I never had to do that.
20 times? 17 times? 18?
Stop, I did not.
What I was supposed to do, I was too busy fucking playing the meme.
Such a moron! I'll give you that. Why would they go through the trouble of giving my class a detection skill if the player won't use it?
I wasn't kidding when I told you most players just fuck around by clicking everywhere.
Okay, this game is actually toxic!
Says the toxic one.
What the fuck?
Something.
You know what? Fuck you, game. How about that? You're full of
It was like 3 times. But that was definitely one of the things, right? Is that we could change up our party. We could go to a different battle altogether. Like, there was side quests and main quests. I know that there is a bunch of DLCs that have been released and one that is still currently in the making of being released. It has been such, like, an interesting game to explore, for sure, and I think that we've had a lot of fun navigating it together.
We got some, like, funny inside jokes now from this game.
Oh, absolutely. What did he call her? A douchebaguette.
A douchebaguette?
That one
was a bitch baguette.
A douchebaguette. That one was so fucking funny. This one I'd keep on your roster if you like these kinds of games. It seems that they're still updating it. It seems that they're still adding new DLCs, new content.
It's a good game to come back to when you're having a tough day and you just want to kill some stupid people, and you can go in here and just have fun and listen to great commentary.
And like, I don't know, I just found that it was a lot of fun. The characters made it so inviting.
yeah.
And like you wanted to come and play it more.
Oh yeah, like I remember coming home from work and wanting to, like, the one time I was like, can we play again? And you're like, yes, Kensley, we can play again. I'm like, yeah.
Like the constant bickering between the elf and the dwarf was one of my favorites. Like just for example.
Must be half goblin. Yeah, but what species could look at a goblin and want to have its baby?
Mix violence and alcohol and bam! Anything can happen.
Here we have our squinty-eyed ranger, our headstrong barbarian, voracious ogre, an almost not quite wizard, a gawky elf, a chicken shit thief, and a dwarf. You know, just a dwarf. Welcome to contestants. Have a go at our wheel.
Yeah, so that
just to name a few.
He's just fucking hilarious. But actually that was a quip for her, so that was a point in her book. I found her kind of annoying.
Yep.
But let's get on to the rating of it.
Yep.
Not you currently fucking playing WoW. Okay, yeah. So, Dungeon of Naheulbeuk rating. What do you think?
I would give it a 6 out of 5.
A 6 out of 5.
6 out of 10, sorry.
It's perfect!
Perfect, I loved it! No qualms. As I mentioned, like 17 times in that video.
I don't think you were a fan.
No, I loved it.
Hard ass, I guess. No, I'd probably give it probably a 7. And I think that's just because I'm not the biggest fan of the style in general, but then the only thing that made me want to play is their humor, and that wasn't as drawn out enough to make me want to keep playing.
Yeah.
So I guess 6.7 is what we'll 6.7 is what we'll give this one.
All right.
Yeah, a 6.7 for the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk.
Yep. Another one for the books.
Well, there you have it. First video on YouTube.
Woo!
At a measly 6.7. That's disappointing. We have to aim for better next time. I have to show you like a game that like knocks out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the next one.
Okay, the goal is to find a game that I like better
than World of Warcraft.
Can you let me say it? God. I tried to say it. I'm like,
which she currently has ranked at a 10, by the way.
Which I'm currently playing right now.
But that being said, if you like our shenanigans, you can catch us on TikTok at Charlie_plays13, where we sometimes go live and post some videos, basically just about our personal lives and everything going on there. And then we also have our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/a-couple-of-gamers, where the E's are 3s.
Because the name was taken. I'm just saying, because he like self-promoted his TikTok. My TikTok's not that great, but if you still want to, it's XOKennyX.
That being said,
bisexual, like, finger guns. Sorry.
Drop us a like, drop us a sub. We have a Discord channel that we also promote, but once we get to know you, we can start promoting that a little bit more. We don't really just give that out due to the nature of what the channel is. But yeah, we will see you all. I think the goal is going to be to post every Friday.
Every Friday?
I think that's going to be the goal, or every other Friday, depending, because we are still pretty new to this. But that is the goal for now.
All right.
All right, guys. With that being said, we will see you in a Friday or two